That what's happening, crypto crew? Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video. Without further ado and getting straight to it, we have an update from Michael Saylor, and you don't want to miss this one because it's a gem. Michael Saylor is talking about Bitcoin, talking about the market, and talking about why Bitcoin is important. Before we get to any of that, we're taking a look at some Michael Saylor news. He has a Bitcoin price prediction that the Bitcoin price will reach $10 million. Yep, we didn't stutter. We said $10 million. So that's definitely a crazy price prediction. Look at the charts and see exactly what he's talking about. But getting straight to it, he's saying that in the coming years, the adoption of Bitcoin could be progressively massive, and the demand for Bitcoin should increase massively. According to him, it's the best investment of all in the future, and all financial values that are currently stored in other assets should be transferred to Bitcoin in the years and decades to come. So he's talking about real estate. He's talking about bonds. He's talking about stocks. He's talking about gold. He's talking about all hard assets. They should be denominated in Bitcoin in the years to come. The economic energy that lies in real estate, gold, stocks could be transferred to Bitcoin, which would cause the price to rise massively. And the FOMO will be massive. According to Saylor, more and more people will understand Bitcoin in the future. This process should take longer, but Bitcoin will become less and less available. There's only 21 million. We've been telling you this. We've been telling you to hodl, stack sats, diversify your bi-weekly income, your weekly income, whatever you can, just to keep buying. Don't worry about the price, just keep buying. 19.3 million Bitcoins have already been mined. There's only 21 million. You're talking about 800,000 more Bitcoins. Many Bitcoins are hardly moved by their owners anymore, so they're just forgotten about. They're put up and forgotten, put up as a store of value. The halving results in a supply shock. The declining supply could cause FOMO on Bitcoin to intensify. So you're going to have FOMO across the globe. You're going to have countries, you're going to have governments, you're going to have citizens, you're going to have everybody and every entity coming in to buy Bitcoin. The FOMO is going to be real, and this should explode the Bitcoin price. So how realistic is this Bitcoin price prediction? Is Saylor right? Well, of the $900 trillion across every market, if Bitcoin takes a small percentage, and when I'm talking about small, say about 5% of 900 trillion. So if you're talking 900, 5% of that is really 45 trillion. 10% would be 9 trillion. So Bitcoin gets 5%. And at the current time it's recording, let's just say Bitcoin's around the $600 billion market capitalization. So you're talking about 45 trillion. You're talking about a 75x where the current price action is right now. So 75x from where it is at 30,000, you're talking about a $2.2 million Bitcoin to have 5%. So could it go to 10 trillion? So you're talking about a 4x more. So you're talking about 20% instead of 5%. Bitcoin could definitely hit that ceiling. Why Bitcoin's 2024 halving could benefit Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy. And that's because he's been buying all before this halving. He's been stocking up Bitcoins, and they currently exceed 150,000 Bitcoins. Correct me if I'm wrong, I believe their entry price is around $30,000 to $35,000. So if Bitcoin goes up to 150,000 to 250,000, they've made a 5 to 10x on their hundreds of millions and billions of dollars that they've been investing. Michael Saylor is making $1 trillion play. Are you? The next halving will, and they could see substantial gains from Bitcoin's next halving. And Michael Saylor is talking about not this investment MicroStrategy, but why Bitcoin is needed and why Bitcoin is important. Let's hear the latest from Michael Saylor.
I probably underestimated the volatility about a year ago. You know, before the entire meltdown when Bitcoin hit 66,000, I didn't think it would draw down to 16,000. I would have thought, I would think it'd be a volatility plus or minus 30% or something, and it turned out to be a bit more brutal this cycle. So sometimes just slightly underestimate the volatility. It's very difficult to figure out where we are in the life cycle. Otherwise, you know, everything that I thought would happen is happening. I think sometimes people, they think they personalize this and they think, oh yeah, BlackRock is this one entity, or ESG is this one entity, or the bankers are against us. I don't think that's the way the world is. I think the world is 100 million organizations all trying to do the best thing as they see it with different information. And sometimes, the 800-pound gorilla rolls over your leg and breaks your leg, but they didn't notice they broke your leg. I think that Bitcoin is a solution that's helpful to every person, every corporation, every government, every agency. I think it's just a constructive, useful thing. It's thermodynamically sound economic energy. So it's a well-engineered economic network. And that being the case, there are very few people in the world that want to destroy their economy actively. Maybe the pure communists that are totally against property rights, but most people are trying to actually improve their economic circumstance. So the ones that understand that embrace Bitcoin, and the ones that don't understand Bitcoin may be skeptical of it, or may say, like when Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett don't endorse it, I don't think that they spend 1,000 hours thinking about it and they're our enemy. I just think that someone poked the bear and they spent 15 minutes thinking about it and they just don't understand it. So I think that the world is evolving in the way I would expect. People are just getting educated, and as they get more educated, the world rationalizes. And I think the human race adopted fire, electricity, math, and language. I think they'll adopt this idea of proper, technically sound money because it's good for them. It's just that they won't all adopt it at the same time, at the same rate. And some people will be afraid of it. Just like, if you think about the English language, we love fire, but we're afraid we'll get burned. Mm-hmm. And we love electricity, but sometimes things shock us. So you can get burned by fire and you can get shocked by electricity, and yet we wouldn't be humans in the 21st century without fire and electricity. I think the Bitcoin is kind of shocking, and a little bit scary to people, spreading at about the fastest rate it can spread. And we just have to kind of, hold on and suit up for the ride. It's not always easy.
And there you have it from Michael Saylor. It's not always easy. Going through an adoption curve, you've already won. You beat the big boys to the race. So hold on for dear life and keep stacking sats. And with that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. If you guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate the support. With that, that's all I have for you today. And I'm out.